So we're here at the Offsite, and you guys have asked us loads of questions. People are having fun. Let's try and put them to work a little bit. It might be a bit chaotic, but let's get them to answer your questions. So Inga, we have a question from Carlos. When can I buy the new Raycast merch?
I don't know. Ask Daniel.
Ask Daniel? Let's ask Daniel. Where's Daniel? Hey Daniel, quick question. We've got a question from Carlos here, and he wants to know when can he buy the new Raycast merch?
I have no idea. Ask Thomas.
Alright, let's ask Thomas. Hey Thomas, we've been sent to you to find out when can people buy the new Raycast merch?
No, ask Inga.
Oh God. Let me tell you, I'm going to ask you just so you have an idea of what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite feature of Raycast?
I don't use Raycast. I actually don't.
No, you can't see it.
Well, then I don't have one.
I think I'm going to have to go with the store, just because, you know, any developer can build extensions on top of Raycast, and that just opens up the door for so many things. Let's ask some other people, see what they think.
All right.
John, what's your favorite Raycast feature? You can only pick one.
Search screenshots. Use it every day, all the time.
That was gonna be my pick.
Gotta pick another
You
one.
can have it too, Roy.
I use AI chat a lot.
Oh, calculator, hands down. I constantly need to calculate stuff all the time.
Will be
Window management.
Going to be and fill out. You guess when it's fill out.
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, I think it's window management. Yeah.
That was so candid. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
What's
Window management.
Did you hear that?
It's window management.
Favorite Raycast feature is actually being able to control my Mac with like just saying what to do. So I can just say lock, or I can say show me this, show me that. It just works.
Just pick one.
Yeah.
I guess that's like the no view commands where you can just, like lately I've been doing this feature where you can have NLP processing into an input and you basically write short tasks in natural language processing and it just works using AI. I like having these no view commands, like you just quickly save stuff.
That's easy. Joining Zoom calls and video calls straight from Raycast.
It has to be clipboard history. I don't know how I lived without using that.
I'm actually super curious about Nicholas, because he's literally the first employee. Well, Nicholas, what's your favorite Raycast feature?
Toggle system appearance.
This is so small.
So Raycast speed up almost everything you do. As soon as you apply some hotkeys, you can jump for asking like the AI something that you want. You can go clipboard history. I'm copy pasting all the time code. So it's just copy something, go very quickly with like a pair of hotkeys. We have extensions for Visual Studio Code. We have extension for Xcode. It's honestly whatever you want.
So it starts off with like a shape, all done in Photoshop. And then I do like a fall off and blur out certain parts of that shape. And then I build up with a color filter as well as a grain filter in order to achieve the effect.
We've got a question from Artur Pinheiro. Is there any situation where building a script command is better than an extension?
I think it really depends what you mean by better, but anything you can do in a script command, you can do in an extension. The advantage of a script command is more about having a single file that you can edit in any language that you want. So it's super easy to create and it's super easy to use. An extension is made to share what you built. So if you don't have to share it, you can build a script command. It's perfectly fine for that. And also we are planning to add more things to expand the possibilities of what you can do with script commands. So stay tuned for that.
All right, so Thomas and I were pretty deliberate about coming up with a name. We were wanting something fast, something generic enough in case we want to pivot. We also want to be pragmatic so that it's sort of a simple word, but also with available domains where we don't need to spend fortune. We were trying different sort of setup of words, and the word Ray came up as like, okay, Ray represents something fast. And then we saw this term Raycast raycasting from 3D software game dev where you cast lines on objects, and we felt, oh, that's actually a good metaphor for how Raycast intersects with other tools. And then we checked the domain. The first domain was raycast.app, which we bought immediately, and then during YC we bought raycast.com for $3,000. I wouldn't say the culture changed. We tried to ship once to 3 weeks. It's not that much of a scale of the team that changes the cadence of shipping, but maturity of the product. We have a lot of users, there's a lot of features. You can easily break one of those if you try to ship too fast. So it becomes a challenge. So enjoy while you have very few users. You can change a lot of things.
Do we have any designs for that?
Oh yeah, well, I guess we should just...
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's check it out. So these initial prototypes, this is like from what you did, what you presented in YC.
Yeah, that was basically by me and Thomas. Very long bar.
Yeah, it's much wider. Of course, it's very different, but fundamentally, it's still quite similar to how it is today, right?
Just not as good looking, right?
Just no, yeah, because you made it better, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, look.
Cool, so now we're here in a little bit more calm environment to ask Thomas some questions that are more at the co-founder level. Why not allow custom OpenAI keys for pro users?
We don't allow OpenAI keys because we're not just using OpenAI. So we think about AI as like not just like OpenAI, there are more models. People want to have different models. So we want to make this easily accessible to everybody. So we think like therefore we want to abstract that away and making it more accessible to those people. Even easier. Watch out, there's some stuff coming.
Exciting.
Not now, then people are gonna ask for when is the new PySearch coming? I'm not sure that's a good idea. I feel natural language is good because we speak English, but I think it's not the greatest to like navigate a computer. Like we invented buttons and everything else to like be very precise and efficient about it. What is cool if you can combine both. So think about things like in Slack where you do a slash command and then type something else. So you reduce the scope, it becomes more discoverable. And with natural language, that's just too many possibilities. When I think about AI, we believe there is one AI assistant that we have instead of like 10 spread across 10 different tools. Second thing, AI needs to know you. So you need to have more context, that it knows better your taste, your style of writing, what you're working on, your personality. And the third thing, it needs to know more about your environment and what you actually do. So it needs to be connected to your tools. So we're actually working on all three of those to make like an AI that is really following you around over devices, over tools, and that it actually is really good for you and you only. Not yet, but Petr and I chatted about this a bunch of times. I think it would be cool if anything you use on your computer, you can just share with somebody else. With Raycast, we like such in the center of how you use a Mac, so we could make certain things like that. And so think about like a mini Dropbox, but you could also just say, hey, I work on this code file, send it to somebody else. Or like, here's a snippet I want to share with somebody. I think there are some cool inspirations there. So Raycast for Teams is something that we're thinking about and going to do a bunch of stuff in the future.
What would you do if one day Apple comes to you with an offer to buy Raycast?
Price needs to be right. But I know it's more seriously. I think it's important when you sell something, you need to understand what happens to the product.
Yeah.
So we don't want to let the product die. Too many people using it already. I think what would be cool if you could become the Spotlight team. So you're really running it and owning it end to end. So you make it for Mac, iOS, iPadOS, really big launches everywhere. So I think if you're in that position, that could be interesting because it's beneficial for everybody, right? So the community has something to look forward to and they can use that.
Yeah, totally. That would be deeply integrated in the ecosystem.
Yes.
Almost like how when they bought workflows, it then became shortcuts.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best acquisitions they did. They had like this little tool, which was a publicly available app, and they integrated really deeply and it became so much more powerful.
Otherwise, a billion.
Otherwise?
A billion.
Otherwise?
A billion.
Otherwise, a billion.
Good enough?
It's good.
So Georgios asked, how cool would it be to launch Raycast for iOS using the action button? So let's find out.
Ooh. Like 9 out of 10?
I'm going to smash.
Quick question, guys. How cool would it be if we could use the new action button to launch Raycast on iOS?
Oh, that would be cool.
Pretty cool?
Yeah, pretty dope.
Yeah.
If I had an iPhone, that'd be great.
Cool. Yeah, that's stuff we should do. Let's do it.
Like, I want to know how you'd use it.
Well, especially AI, like you would use it.
Yeah, okay,
and
fair
then,
enough.
like,
Okay.
well, it's just like making like things a little bit easier.
Quicker. More productive.
But to be honest, I'm more familiar designing like iOS, so like I'm excited to do that. I think it'd be quick.
Also, you're announcing Raycast for iOS right now. That would
Is
be-
it official?
What?
And you're gonna.
I'm aware.
Alright, so this was fun. I hope we managed to answer all your questions. So make sure to subscribe for more Raycast content. Yo, Peter, can you show us a sneak peek of the new floating notes?
Nah, I'm good.